Hey, I've been waiting to do some troubleshooting and repair all winter. Today, we're going to finally get a chance to troubleshoot and repair a cylinder problem that we're having here on a Ford E250 motor. The easiest way is to use a diagnostic scanner. I tried hooking one of these up to my engine test port, but it would not work, so I had to go old school, which you may have to do as well. First thing you want to do is check the exhaust. It has that popping noise. You've got a bad cylinder, and you need to find out which cylinder is the problem. Start by taking off the air intake boot. 2 clamps. Simply remove it. Set that piece out of the way. Now let's just peer in there to the front right top side of the engine, and if you look closely there, you'll see a puck shape, and that is a coil. Now we're going to remove the coil plug wire. That's your first step here in the next part of this troubleshooting process. We're going to start the engine, and one at a time we're going to be taking off the plug wire from the coil. And how you do that is you pinch it from the top and bottom of the far end of the plug wire and just pull it straight off of the coil. Once you have disconnected the coil plug, you should hear a difference in the RPMs of the engine. Also, you may notice the engine shaking or shimmying a bit more than it was. If you're not sure, go ahead and connect and disconnect that coil plug wire a couple of times. If the same symptom occurs, RPMs decrease and a little more shimmying in the engine, then that coil is not the problem. Be sure to reconnect that coil plug wire before you go to the next coil. I went through this entire bank on the driver's side, and the problem was not on the driver's side at all, but it's what you have to do in order to troubleshoot it down to the cylinder that's giving the problem. Now, if you're working on a Ford E250 van, you want to approach the passenger's side bank of cylinders from inside the cab. Here I'm disconnecting the back right coil from the cylinder on the passenger side.
Disconnected. I heard no difference. I'm going to reconnect it.
And if you listen closely,
no difference. Connected. I think we found our problem. Disconnected.
there's no difference in the RPMs or no additional shimmying or shaking.
No difference.
Now that we've troubleshot our engine problem down to the cylinder, we can remove the bad coil from the engine. 99% of the time, when your engine misfires, it's the coil. Let's go ahead and start the procedure for removing the coil. First thing you need to do is disconnect the power plug for the fuel injector just in front of the bad coil. We need to be able to put our ratchet on that set screw. Also, while you're in there, just go ahead and unplug the coil power as well. So remember, you want to pinch the power plug and it'll just come right off. Same thing for your fuel injector power plug, except you want to pinch it from the sides instead of the top and bottom. You just pinch it from the sides and it'll just pull right off of there. Won't give you any problem whatsoever. Grab a 9/32 inch socket along with a short extension. Go ahead and set your ratchet up and make sure that you're going to be loosening that set screw because it is seated against plastic. The housing of the coil is made of plastic, and if you tighten it down too much, it'll just bust that thing off. So once you've got the screw loosened, you'll be able to pull the screw out, set it aside because you're going to need it when you put a new coil back in there. But that coil pack will just come right out of the engine housing. It's coming off the top of the spark plug. Now if you look at this one, it's got a crack there on the bottom, which is a great indicator that the coil is bad. Alright, that's the hole that the spark plug's in. It's down there about 5 inches. There's a little bit of a close-up. It was tough to get the camera in there. But you'll need a 5/8 inch socket along with a rubber boot inside of that socket, so when you put it down on top of that spark plug, it's not going to lose a spark plug coming out of that deep hole that the spark plug is in. And once again, get your ratchet set up on there. You'll probably need a 6-inch extension, 6 to 8 inch extension on that, and it's on there tight. Just make sure you want to loosen it up counterclockwise, and once you've got it loosened up, it comes out of there pretty easy. Once you've got it to where it's just a little bit less than finger tight, you can go ahead and just pull the ratchet off and twist the extension till that thing unscrews. Alright, well, there's a lot of debris and a lot of oil all around that. That's just because the cylinder hasn't been working. What you want to replace it with is Motorcraft parts is always best. SP479, that's your spark plug type. And be sure to put a little bit of grease, is what I put on them, on the threads of your new spark plug. That way if you have a problem in the future, it won't be difficult to get that spark plug out of the engine housing. Alright, so you want to just tighten that down, just make sure it's not cross threading. You'll be able to twist that up about 5 turns or so, just with your fingers. And you need to put a ratchet on it and just tighten it up. It'll go about another half turn or so, maybe a full turn. And you want that to get snug. Just don't over tighten it. Go ahead and pull your ratchet assembly off of the spark plug and take a look in there. Make sure your rubber boot is still inside your deep well socket. And I think we're ready to go ahead and install our coil pack. It goes in pretty easy. The hole kind of guides it down on top of the spark plug, and you just want to push gently, and you'll feel it kind of going down on there. And what I do is I'll push it down, give it about 2 pounds of pressure, finger pressure, and then I'll check it. I'll pull it off and see if I can hear it snapping off of the top of the spark plug. If it is, then I'll just push it back down on there. And I check it a couple times, but then I push it back down on. I know it's good to go. Go ahead and install your set screw bolt. Go ahead and try to get that finger tight. And then you can put your 9/32 inch socket and ratchet assembly on there. Go ahead and tighten it down. Once again, you don't want to over tighten that. I mean, you're securing it up against plastic, and it'll just crack the housing of your new coil that you just put in there. Go ahead and connect the fuel injection power plug, and you've just got one more plug to put together, and that's the COIL PAK plug. It goes on there very easy. You'll hear it snap in place. You know you've got it on there. All we have left to do is reconnect a couple of hoses. Alright, I think we're ready to fire this puppy up. See what it sounds like. Oh yeah! Well, I can tell a huge difference. Vibration is totally gone. No more vibration in the engine. Don't forget to do the old school exhaust check. It was nice smooth. Don't hear that popping noise anymore. And just to review, that's what it should sound like back there at your exhaust. Now let's listen to it again prior to replacing the coil. And now again after our repair. It was nice smooth. Don't hear that popping noise anymore. This is a great example of troubleshooting and repair on a Ford E250 van or truck. Took me about 15 or 20 minutes to troubleshoot it down. Another 20 minutes to go get the parts. And about another 10 minutes or so to install the parts. All in all, that was pretty quick and relatively painless. I think we have to give this engine repair the thumbs up. I'm Chris, and thank you for watching. If you have any questions, let me know.